All right, hello everybody. This is beau-hindman for massively.com. It is the, oh my goodness, what is the date? I have no idea. December 15th or something like that. I'll have to check. And it's Adam, you don't happen to know the date offhand, do you?
It's December 17th.
17th. I knew that. Isn't that pathetic? Isn't that pathetic? This is what happens when you work out of your house playing video games all day for a living. You lose track of time and reality. Anyway, my name is beau-hindman. This is massively.com's twitch.tv channel. If you're just now joining us, normally this is the stream that you're going to see on a Monday. Mondays are the days, or the beginning of the week typically are the days when I stream my what I call a Rise and Shiny game. Rise and Shiny is a column I do over on massively.com. If you go over there and you want to search for it, I've been doing it for several years now, and I take a different game each week. Sometimes I visit old games, sometimes I visit brand new games that are in a founder's closed beta testing thing, like this one here, Aeria-Kingdom. And I play it for 8 to 12 hours for the week, and I don't do a review. Please do not use the word review in my columns comment section, or I will find you and hit you with a wet noodle. This is not a review. This is what you call a first impressions. Also, the game technically is in testing right now, although I smell a little bit of a... well, we're going to ask about that, because I don't think this is in testing right now at all. It's just too smooth. But joining me to talk about Aeria-Kingdom is Adam Ant, the famous 1980s rock star. Just kidding. He's the product manager for Aeria-Kingdom, or over at Aeria-Games, Adam?
Yeah, product manager for Aeria-Kingdom, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. So how long have you been doing what you do over there?
Oh, gosh, I've been a product manager here at Aeria-Games for about 9 months now. And before that, I was at another company as well for a couple of years. So
oh, wow. So
I've been in the business for a while.
Okay, so you're an old hat at it. That's cool. How do you like Aeria? Pretty cool?
Yeah, it's very cool.
They're not watching.
Very good
right
environment.
You can tell. You can be honest with me. They're not
No, a very cool environment to work in. A lot of great people here.
I have watched Aeria really, and honest to God, they have grown so much. And for a long time, they've been a free-to-play developer for a long, long time. Especially when you consider the short history of MMOs, and they've been doing a lot of stuff. And I've watched them do so many different games. Eden Eternal, some other games that are a lot of fun, so they've really impressed me. But what we're talking about today is a game that's been met with a lot of excitement, needless to say, as well as some controversy, and I want to talk a little bit about that because you guys and gals over there at Aeria-Kingdom decided to sell some Founders Packs anywhere from, what, $14 up to $300 around there.
Yeah.
Defend yourself, sir.
Yeah, they were a little bit higher than we had done in the past.
Right.
But we'd also offered more in those packs than we had offered in the past as well.
Okay.
I mean, everything from exclusive Eidolons, which are like the big selling point pet. It's not just a pet. I mean,
here's
it's
my Eidolon right here.
Whole thing.
And by the way, he's the cutest damn dragon I've ever seen. Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, exclusive Eidolon that you can unlock at level 25.
Okay.
Exclusive mounts. It's a special plushie which we're special ordering, and it can be limited time only, never offered again. I mean, just a lot of stuff that just made it so it was just a lot more in the package than we had offered before.
Right. We've been MMOs have been selling collector's editions for years and years and years, since the very beginning that I can remember, 10, 15 years ago. And with digital goodies, they've just slowly switched from the physical goodies, I think, to digital goodies, and that's what we're seeing is more of a switch to a digital kind of collector's edition thing. So you're seeing a lot of that. Now, to be fair, and I'm writing this up in an article actually today for a future article about this very topic. It's an optional thing. And as a matter of fact, what's been surprising is not to watch how many people have responded to the beta and to this kind of the exclusivity of this moment. But you got a Diamonds Founders Pack from giveaway. Wow, that's like a $300 thing, man. So congrats on that. That's one of our frequent viewers there in the chat room that said that. It's also surprising to see how many people are popping up on these special I'm killing beetles, on these special mounts that come with the Founders Pack. So obviously a lot of people are enjoying them. For me, it's if you're going to be playing a game for 60, 100 hours, 200 hours, or anything like that, like you do with an MMO, $300 you're going to spend that in subscriptions and stuff anyway. And like I said, the packs go all the way down, I believe, to $19, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, and with our payment methods too, it goes even lower than that. So, I mean, you get bonus cash as well. So, I mean, really, it is optional too. I mean, these founders packs, yes, they get you into this early founders beta, but then we're gonna have a closed beta. We're gonna hand out a lot of keys for that. We're gonna have an open beta as well. So, I mean, there's gonna be plenty of ways to get in and plenty of ways to play for free too.
Right. So just to be clear, oops. Just to be clear, let me get on my mount here. I'm going to head back. Now, you're going to join me in game, I think, here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me go back. I'm going to run back to town to Bella in the Halonia coast to turn this quest in. So if you guys and girls in the chat room have any questions for Adam Ant, the 1980s pop star, about his pop star career, as well as the game, I guess. You can talk about that as well. Make sure you ask there in the chat room at twitch.tv/massivelytv. You do have to sign up with Twitch to do that. If you're not signed up for Twitch, you're a noob anyway, so you should be doing that. Now, I'm kind of skipping through the quest text, but before we really get started here, before I go into the details of the actual kind of the character development, the powers and the abilities, and some of the characteristic gameplay stuff, how would you describe Aura Kingdom? How is it different than the other area titles?
Well, it's similar to Eden Eternal and Grand Fantasia in that they're along the same lines of the anime style. The gameplay style is very, very similar because they are also X-Legend games from our developer. It's right along the same thread of games. They basically take their design, take all the good stuff, and bring it to the next game, and then just improve upon it.
Right.
So it's similar to those, but as far as our other games, it's just way different. We don't have other anime games. We have other games that are very, very solid and very polished, but this one just takes it to another level.
Right.
We have the Eidolons are a huge selling point in this. We don't have another game that has anything quite like it.
Okay, before we go any further, then let's explain. The Eidolon is kind of a pet.
It's kind of a pet, but it's more of a companion along your journey.
Yeah, here's my dragon, the one I picked. I think if you look, I'll zoom in here. He's so cute. Now, what is the point of the Eidolon? Do they gain levels? And now I've noticed I've talked to the Eidolon. It's a little bit more like a virtual pet, like you were saying. Like I can talk to him here, and he gains points when I talk to him. What is all that about?
Yeah, so as you talk to them, first off, they're going to pop onto your screen when you do something cool as well, and talk to you and tell you all about it. But you can also talk to them, and you gain basically renown points, I guess, with them.
Okay.
Basically, it's you're creating a better relationship with them, and then you can also on that screen as well, you'll be able to link, and there's a button on there that says link.
Right.
When you have enough points, you can link, and they'll basically go for 10 minutes, and they'll go out and they'll retrieve a prize for you. So you can get free items that way. You can get a bunch of different, as you're building up your relationship with them, you can do that more often.
Now, while he's linked and while he's running away, and getting my prize, I can't use him at that time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's run off and he's going to find me some. Chat room's asking real quick, if I'm understanding you, chat room, is this max settings? Do you mean excuse me, I don't have the music on because the music is kind of loud. But yeah, I have it on max right now, I believe. Maybe not. Yeah, I do. I just hit max. Sorry, I had it. It said max earlier. Everything was the same. So yeah, this is max setting. The game does look really, really good. I think that's what has attracted a lot of people to it. It has a familiar anime style. If you're into anime, you're going to recognize the style of it. But as with any style, the real devil is in the details. There's some real differences. Again, the Eidolon is fantastic looking. I mean, you can see he's just so cool looking. Well, I've got him on he's gone to give me some stuff. But and then I have this mount. This is that mount that came with the Diamond Founders Pack, or do you get the mount with the other Founders Packs as well?
So see, that mount is from, you can get it from the Platinum Pack and the Diamond Pack.
Okay. And then at level 25, there is this Panther pet, or is that an Eidolon as well?
That's an Eidolon, actually.
Okay, so I can't see him right now because I'm not the Panther. I don't know if you can come to me and maybe pull one out. I don't know if you have one already.
I think I may be on a different channel than you. And so
I think I'm on one. No, let me see. I can change stamp channel. Let me see. Hang on a second here. Switch channel. I am on channel 5.
Channel 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So if you want to come to me, but that's a special Eidolon you get with it as well. And we posted some of the pictures of it on massively.com. It looks absolutely fantastic. So.
Yeah, and that Eidolon has a cool feature as well. You can actually mount your Eidolon for up to a minute at a time, and while you're mounted, you get special attack skills with it as well.
Okay. Now, I have purposely, not because I'm a complete and total noob, which I always am, but I have purposely saved some character points, some envoy paths. Oh, let's go ahead and skip Skype on my screen. That's always not very fun, especially when I tell people I'm away. That's another developer for a cool game that I'm interviewing. Then I have some character points, some envoy paths that I haven't chosen, and a new ultimate. So let's go to the character points first. Basically, as you level, you're going to earn points. Is this you here, the Defiant?
Yep.
Look at you. Look, everybody. If you want, oh man, that looks cool. What is that shield?
That's actually it's a sword and shield combo for my class, and it's
you're messing up the camera shot here. There you go.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It's they're the aura gear, and basically what these are gear that will automatically level up with you from level 1 all the way to 40, and they'll up their stats as you're going along, and they're going to be something that we release later on, come final release.
It's what I like about the graphics is they're very clear and consistent. You can zoom in up close like this, and you're not going to see necessarily all the blurry edges and kind of low res text. Everything looks really nice and crisp. But I have a pretty nice gaming PC. Don't get me wrong. So, do you have a minimum requirements that some kid in college who has kind of a lower end computer, could he run it?
Yeah, you could run it on lower settings and still be fine. I mean, we're running on some test computers out here that are a little lower specs, so we could test that, and they run just fine as well.
Well, aeria-games is good about that. Typically, I found is they don't necessarily go for uber realistic games. Obviously, they're going for stylized, big, bright, fun, all that kind of stuff. All right, so before you go off showing off all your cool stuff, by the way, if you guys want to come find Adam, I am in the Halonian Coast 1, so you can come bug him and just come. You can come just spam him with friend requests. Do it. I love it when GMs get bugged. Oh, there's somebody. Who is that?
That's another one of the Eidolons that actually a lot of people have been unlocking in the last couple days.
That Eidolon is in the beginning tutorial. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Yeah, and you can unlock him at level 25 as well.
That's a her, not a him, I believe. Correct.
Sigrun, I believe. Yeah, it's a her.
I mean, just.
Yeah, it's a her.
It could be a him.
Yeah, you can unlock her as well as you go along, and a lot of people have already.
I'm not sure I appreciate you showing up and having Eidolons that could probably kick the living tar out of my Eidolons, but hey, that's good. What level are you, by the way, this character?
This character is a level 34. Okay. So.
And don't lie, leveled up with GM tricks or not?
No, it's not actually. It's one of my natural level characters.
I want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about the pace of leveling because it's been insane. Will it run on a laptop, chat room? I don't know. He's saying it's going to run.
Oh, I'm running on a laptop right now.
Right.
So.
I think you probably could. You probably have to turn it down a little bit. But again, what I like about a lot of area games is they're able to scale down pretty well. So I think if you could run Eden Eternal, you should be just fine. I would just give it a go. If your laptop starts to smell like burning smoke, you might turn it off. Okay, so I have character points. As you level up, you're going to get character points. What are character points?
Okay, so character points. Now you're talking about the path of the envoy?
just your basic HP defense. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean your basic character points. You have everything from just a straight upgrade to damage, to critical hit, to attack speed. And then HP, your defense, and your evasion as well. Okay. So there's defensive and offensive. It splits up. You'll get offensive at the very beginning. You'll start getting offensive points.
Right.
You start getting defensive points at level 10.
Okay. Which, did I hit 10? Oh, I did hit 10. Okay, so I've only been playing this for a few hours, by the way. Let's see here. Was there a survey for beta invites? I don't know. You've been doing contests for beta invites.
We've been doing some contests. We're gonna start releasing closed beta invites here pretty soon. A big giveaway through Facebook. And we also have our beta sign up list that we'll be giving out a lot of
and your
keys for as well.
Facebook address would be?
It's facebook.com.
Come on, I'm testing
sure I get it right. I know you're testing me. I don't have it memorized.
It's you could, if you go to our Kingdom's website, they'll have their Facebook right on the front page. You just click on that link there. So we found what was I going to say? Okay, so now I'm looking at Envoy's path. Now a path is, how would you describe the Envoy's path? It's a skill tree.
It's a skill tree. It's kind of more open than a typical skill tree, in that you start in the middle, and as you start unlocking basically skills or even passives, they're basically all passive. As you start unlocking the passives, you'll unlock you can go different directions with it.
Okay.
And as you get to the outer edges, you start getting skills that will require a secondary weapon.
I see.
So maybe your you have dual blades normally. And say you go through, you hit level 40 and you unlock the secondary weapon skill, and say you choose sword and shield as your secondary weapon.
Okay.
Well, then if you've done it right, you can actually get all the way out to the outer edge, and there might be a skill that you have to have both of those weapons required to learn the skill.
I see. So at level 40, then I'll be able to, if I wanted to, I could learn the grenadier, the grenade guy, or some other ability. So there's no restriction on that. I can learn any of the other. I think there's like 8 classes or something.
There's 8 classes, and there's more to come. So
wow. Okay. So you're giving people plenty to do.
Yep.
So right now I have a point. So like earlier, I was just putting into causing more damage. Here's another one. I like passive skills because I like to be defensive. I'm not a real detailed player. I don't sit there and tweak my character so he's perfect, like in math and all that stuff. So I just like to kind of be able to jump in. And so usually what I do is I'll put a lot of points into passive abilities, extra damage, extra defense, so I don't die as quickly, so I can sit there and just hit 3 buttons, By the way, people are asking about the kind of the schedule. Right now, this is the founders closed beta kind of. That's how you describe it. This will go. There is a schedule, I believe, on the website, right?
Well, yeah, there's a schedule of what's going to come next. We don't have dates for it quite yet.
So after this is a closed beta.
After this is closed beta, we'll be handing out a lot of keys for this.
Right.
After that, we're going to do a stress test where everyone is able to get in.
Or you just want to literally stress the servers and see what.
Basically, trying to stress the servers. Then we're going to go into open beta and then commercial release after that.
Okay, so this is almost in the grand scheme of MMO testing. This would be almost like an alpha, but this game is too complete. What are we missing between now and release? What do you think? Some localization? What are we looking at?
Okay, well, we do have some localization. We have some server stability. Things that we're working on to make the login smoother, to make the servers a little smoother. Some client stability that we're working on as well. We've already been working with players that have had and fixed a few of them that have had issues. The client crashing on them, but it's very, very few, like literally a handful, and we've already fixed that problem.
Okay.
And then we're also going to have additional content that we're adding in as well. So right now in Founders and in closed beta, we literally have content up to level 40 and level cap at 50. But when we go to stress test and open beta, it's actually going to be raised. We're going to have a level cap of 60 and content all the way up to 55. Even in open beta, we're going to have new content to test.
Okay. All right, well, that's cool. And I thought maybe it was just a good way to drive Founders Pack sales, because I think it's genius, but other people might not. You got to admit, every person that you see, by the way, stream viewers, every player you're seeing here. And by the way, I'm in a lightly populated area. There are look, there's a giant dragon, dude. Come on. What is that? He's leaving. Don't leave. We missed it, man. You're a GM. You're supposed to tell us when that stuff is popping up. That was cool. What was that? Like a kind of a live event that just popped up, or a random event? Yeah,
well, it's one of the random events that happen. You can actually listen to them and get achievements, and eventually get titles and things like that. So yeah, there's a cool system where you can go around and the world is basically alive. I mean, you want to go up to these NPCs and you can listen to them. They have conversations with each other, and you'll earn achievements for listening to them.
Right.
And as you earn achievements and learn more about the world, you might earn titles, and titles themselves are cumulative. So you might get one title that gives you plus 35 HP, another one that gives you an extra 10 to damage. Well, it's cumulative. No matter if you're wearing that title or not, you get the stat bonuses, and it works on your other characters in your account.
Okay.
So there's a whole completionist part to that.
I noticed some of the achievements. I was just talking to NPCs, and I got an achievement. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, so I was also looking at, what was the last thing? The Envoy's Path? No, what was the last thing I was looking at there that I just got a point in? Crud. The 3 things I just earned. Chat room, what was it? I earned points in Envoy's Path, in basic offensive skill upgrades, and then the last thing, it was my ultimate ability. Where is that at? I just lost it. Where would I learn my ultimate ability?
So you're gonna on that one.
The character.
You're gonna press the K key.
Okay, is in kitchen. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, so what is the ultimate ability?
So these ultimate abilities, they will either upgrade your skill that you already have, or they're going to give you different passives. And there's multiple as you go. I mean, there's going to be 6 different slots as you level up, and you're going to earn additional skills as for some of the the lower the general skill, for example. You'll unlock more as you level up as well. So you might start with only 2 to begin with, but eventually you're going to unlock up to 6 or 8 or even more than that. Okay. And you're going to have a large choice of different things you can slot into those.
Okay, because right now the game, and I have to say the challenge level is not very high. It's easy to level, but I in some of the dungeons it does get much harder. Is that intentional? Do you want it to get harder as they go along, or or does the game remain kind of at the same kind of pace of leveling the whole time? By the way, you might follow me. I'm going to do some quests while we're talking here.
Yeah. So actually, the game itself, we've actually been already making adjustments to the leveling speed, and we're going to be making additional ones as well. It's also part of why we want to do this beta too. This is, we are testing. We are checking to see, checking all these leveling speeds and everything as we go. So we've made some adjustments. We'll make more. In addition, the game does, as you go, it does get more difficult. It does take longer to level. So at the very beginning, yeah, you're gonna get up to, you're gonna get up to level 30, level 40, fairly quickly. However, at level 40, you're gonna start getting into more of the new content, like the PvP arenas, right. Fortification, crafting. That's when those start hitting at level 40, and as you go higher than that, and as we add more content, it's going to take you longer to level up as you go.
Okay, so and this is, I mean, the chat has been going crazy about who is the max level and all that good stuff like that. And I'm like, guys, calm down. You paid for the entry to get into this game. Just enjoy it. Just chill out. And they're like, who's max level? But that's pretty typical. That's part of the fun for some people. Not for me. I like to kind of just chill out and take time. By the way, you don't have to help out in this group at all. You just sit there and watch me die. It's okay. No, you're a much higher level. So what else did you say? See if there's any chat questions. By the way, if you have any questions in the chat room, people, for Adam, he's the one to ask right now. I'm just now starting to. I'm just the host of the live stream. I don't work for Aeria-Games. A lot of people tend to think I do. When I host a live stream, they think I work for the game. I don't. I'm just a host. So if you have any questions for Adam, ask in the chat room. I like this game because of its hybrid combat style. Almost all games are just target and shoot, but once you play real action, it's hard to go back to those games. What does he mean hybrid style, you think?
Oh, it's a hybrid. I mean, a lot of games are hybrid right now. So you do have targeting. You can target, and some skills you do have to target. But there are others with the AoE skills, and you can activate your skill, and they're even normally targeted skills, but you can activate them, and they'll hit things that are in the area. So, I mean, it's kind of a mix between targeted and the non-targeted pure action style.
Chat room is asking, I think that's at Stream Man. I don't know who that is. That must be me. How about the grind? Do you need a lot to level up? As you can see, I'm only level 15, but I literally started playing this in the Founders Beta did not start till last night at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. EST, somewhere around there. Yep. And I'm telling you what, the people were just going insane on the chat, your web chat. They were just like, I could hear the kids' heads popping from here. You know? But once they got in, go ahead.
Oh, we instantly had to open additional channels too because our channels filled up.
I saw that. I could not get in, and I refreshed. I opened the client back up, and you added like 3 more.
Yeah.
But what's the leveling like? I can tell you that in just a few hours I played, I hit 15, and I'm not sitting there. I mean, I sit around a lot. I go and get a drink. I chill out. Maybe I have to check email because I get a lot of emails during the day, et cetera, et cetera. So within a few hours, I bet you could hit 20, 30 within, like he was saying, several hours. Now, I imagine that, I mean, I've experienced some difficulty in some of the dungeons, but it's never been a punishing thing. But because I think the idea, and correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, is to get you in there, get you to have some fun, get some achievements, hang out with buddies, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, get in there. Basically, you're going to be, leveling up to 40 is going to be, fairly quick. And as you're going, you're going to be learning your class. You're going to be learning the dungeons, learning how to play the game, having fun, meeting people, getting in the guild, things like that. There's a lot of side quests as well. And while you can rush and get up to level 40, there's still going to be a ton of side quests that you may have missed along the way. You might have to go back and do.
Now, let's see here. Does Aeria make the games, or do you publish them? I think it's a little bit of both, right?
A little bit of both. Well, for actually the PC client side, we publish. But we do have very strong relationships with our developers, and we work hand in hand with them to help develop the game. As far as the mechanics and the concepts and things like that. Now, as far as mobile, we are definitely both a developer and a publisher.
Okay. Now, just so people know the difference, there is a developer is somebody who's actually coding the game, making the art assets, and a lot of your area games, correct me if I'm wrong, and you can speak on this one in particular, does it come from another country first?
A lot of them do. A lot of them do come from overseas, and so we have a lot of localization to do and a lot of work with them to change some of the mechanics so they actually fit the Western market better.
Right, and so does this one come from Korea, China, somewhere like that?
This one comes from actually Taiwan.
Wow.
So, but X Legend, we've had they developed both Grand Fantasia and Eden Eternal, as well as some other games before that, and so we have a very good relationship with them, and we work very well with them hand in hand.
Yeah. So and that's what a developer does, and then Area, if they're a publisher, what they're doing is they're kind of digitally distributing the game. And by the way, I'm not reading this quest text. I should, because it's actually pretty fun, most of it. And there's some of it that's little cutscenes. In fact, I did one earlier where a whole big army of people came out and talked to me. It was really, really cool. What was I going to say, though? I completely forgot. Oh, and then so Area is kind of like a they're kind of the outlet for a lot of games that otherwise wouldn't get over here into the United States or into the Western market, stuff like that. So I know you also have other markets you're probably into, like the Philippines, Brazil. Do you guys go into Brazil?
Actually, yeah, we have a Brazilian office. We also have our European office as well. So I think somebody earlier asked in chat if Philippines can play this version. Absolutely, we don't have any blocks, so any country can come in and play our game.
I know that both the Philippines and Brazil are both huge markets, especially Brazil. It's gotten pretty massive. So when I hear that, it just makes me happy because I know that Brazil's gaming market is supposedly insane. Do you have me on follow?
No, I don't, but I'm following you pretty closely.
You are pretty good, man. For talking and it can be hard to talk and. Oh, wait a second. My Edelon came back already. You think he's already done?
Yeah, if you actually hit your
he has a present for me.
There you go.
Now look, this is I gotta tell you, he's so freaking cute. So there's my Edelon.
Yeah, okay. Eidolon.
Eidolon. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I'm just
close enough.
I'm just the host. So what you can do though is, as you talk to him, as you become buddies. So as I talk to him, like I say, hey, oh, he's got a gift before I can talk to him again. I'll show you that in a minute. You talk to him. You build up MP, which again stands for, what is that?
It's kind of like your. I don't know.
It's not mana points, but.
No, but it's kind of points as you're talking to him. Okay. You're basically earning up, I don't know, conversation points, I guess.
Right. And so as you talk to him, see, I have 48. I can link to him, and he's gonna go to Gaia, grab me a special cool item, bring it back after 10 minutes, and he's got me one right here. I'm gonna see what it is, and he got me a pure experience crystal, which. And I can give it to my Eidolon, and he's going to earn extra experience. So in that way, it's a neat little pet system. He's not just taking your items. In some games, they'll take your items back to the bank or something and stow it for you. Yeah. In this particular case, no, he's going to some other world, and he's coming back, and he's bringing you presents. So now I can talk to him. I can say, hey, what do adventures mean to you? And he's like, it means pushing yourself to the limit. He's real cute. And then you can say, you know what, get out of here, kid. Go back to Gaia, and But in this case, I want to keep him out because he actually fights with you. Now, will he actually change and grow in size as he levels?
So he won't grow in size or change as of right now. But what you can do is once you get to level 40 and you actually level up your idol to level 40 as well, you can evolve him, and you'll have different items that you'll need in order to evolve him. And at that point, when you do it, he'll gain in stats. So if you press the N key and go to your Eidolon area, and you can click on your Eidolon, under the God Source tab, you'll see he has different ratings like damage A, crit B, speed B.
Right.
When you evolve them, those will actually level up and those will go higher, and you'll get more benefits out of them.
Dude, he's so freaking cute. I don't want him to get any change. I think he should stay exactly how he. I think he's so freaking adorable. In fact, at the beginning, I was tempted to choose the Eidolon that heals you. Additionally, will actually help you heal, and some of the other more useful. And he's a kind of a combat one, I believe. But I was like, no, man, he looks so cool. Here's a look at some of the water, some of the falls. It's got some nice modern water ripple effects. It's a good looking game.
Yeah, and I will say, fans of Grand Fantasia and Eden Eternal, they got very happy when we actually implemented swimming. So that's one of the features that was never in the previous games, but we got them to add it, and we were the first region to get that added in too.
Well, that's cool. So, there you go. You gotta have a little swimming. Gotta defeat Alpine Snow. So there's a lot of quests like this where you're kind of defeating monsters, gathering materials. What's in it for people? Like, I know there's a strong storyline. So does the storyline develop in other ways later as you level? or is that pretty
It
much?
does.
Or you?
Yeah, the storyline, continues to develop. You actually, and for those asking about the grind too, you actually earn more XP and you level quicker as you complete quests and complete the storyline, versus actually grinding and killing all the creatures. So if you're sitting out there just grinding and trying to kill all the creatures and level, it's actually better for you to go through the storyline.
I moved my quest helper and I can't get it back. How did I grab it earlier? I know there's a way to move everything in the UI, and I just can't seem to. How did I do that?
Yeah, that's another thing we are also working on as well.
Bug
There's
report.
an unlock key. Let's see.
No, it's unlocked.
Yeah.
I just moved it on accident when I looked away. I was gathering something off of the thing here. How did I do that? Chat room, do you know how I did that? Apart from Eidolons, are there combat pets as well? Go ahead. How do I move it first, and then you can.
Yeah, so you're gonna click on the top of it, and sometimes, and this is also something to work on, it's a known issue.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, where you can click on it and you can get it to move.
It's a little see-through. Okay, so other than Eidolons, are there combat pets as well?
There's no combat pets. There's regular pets that will follow you along and just join you on your adventures, but we do not have any combat pets this time.
Okay. I mean, the Eidolon really does everything for you.
It does. I mean, it heals for you. It damages. It attacks for you. It'll help defend you and help you along the way. So.
And he pops up with cute little sayings and helpful tips, which I think is brilliant. It'd be cool if that. And it seems to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that along the way as you learn more things, he's going to kind of act as a tutorial creature in a way.
Yeah, in a way, and he also remembers fights. He remembers when you die, and he'll give you a healthy ribbing and help you remember that, hey, you died to that simple little creature over there. Yeah, so I mean, he does a lot of things. It's a really robust system.
Okay, 2 rules, chat room. A, do not make fun of the fact if I ever use my mouse to push my buttons, because I'm talking, driving, and fighting at the same time, and sometimes my hands have 4,000 things to do. If you watch the stream, I actually use my shortcuts normally I do, so sometimes I will push my button. So if you make fun of me, I tell you, if you make fun of me for that, I'm going to give you the title of permanent noob forever. Any chance of a key giveaway? This game looks fun. Hey, that's not me, man. That's all Adam.
I've talked to my team, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean,
we are giving away a lot of keys to our different contests through our website and through our forums as well, and through our Facebook as well, because we just hit 50,000 likes on our Facebook, and we're giving out packages for that as well.
Right, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to go into this dungeon. I don't know if you want to go in. I don't know if you're allowed to go in with me here, but I'm going to run into here and see. This is an example of some of the different. It said 0 of 3. What did that mean? I guess slots.
Possibly? So you can do that. You have 3 people.
Oh wait.
Actually, that one I believe you can actually do 3 times per day.
Oh, I see. Oh, you can repeat it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, someone in the chat room is asking when are the level 40 quests up and coming. The content right now is capped at level 40. The additional quests will kick in open beta.
I just called my Eidolon. Where did he go? There he goes. Okay. He's a very positive little dragon. I'll give him that. And he does fight. If you watch, he'll spit his fire, which is fantastic. I love how it looks. Okay, now I have a bunch. I haven't even learned really all my abilities, which is something I need to do. I wonder if I have any type of AoEs. You can't come in here and just kill everything for me real quick, can you?
No,
that'd be nice. Come on, that's not cool. All right, so but the point here is that I got to obtain mountain mushrooms from the mud. Oh, so I just need to gather. So I don't even, if I technically want to, I guess I could probably just ignore the mobs.
Well, you'll have to kill the boss in there in order to get out.
I want to kill the boss, of course, but just not the little guys here. Let's see if I can take this one here. See, I mean, I've got these new abilities. I've got this Flaming Miasma, Purple Light, and I haven't even started to use. Let's move some of these around here. Glide. When you're higher profile, oh, I can glide? I had no idea. Let me move my hotkey around because I haven't even really...
Yeah. Gliding is actually one of the amazing features of the game as well. So you can glide by double jumping and pressing W twice, or by pressing the R key. And then if you press the S key, which is down twice, you'll slam to the ground to end your glide.
Oh, there I did it. Okay, I did this. I did the slam. Oh wow! Now, is that just like an appearance thing, or does it have a purpose in combat?
In combat, I mean, it'll help you move around a little bit, I guess, but it's more meant for transportation, checking out the world, things like that.
Okay, very cool. Oh, geez, I pulled them all. Let's see what happens when I die. So we'll get to see what happens. Oh, here, let me hit number 5. Oh, what happened? Look at that. That is a big old power I just fired off. That might actually save me. Let's see. Wow, it did. So what I just fired off, the flaming miasma, was that my is that like the final ultimate skill that I used? What was my
I believe
cracking
that
slash is my ultimate skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's a combo skill with your Eidolon.
Oh, okay. So see, I didn't notice because I was kind of looking here. Let's try it again here. See if I can get it again. We've got 22 seconds. So your Eidolon, it's you and your geez, accidentally started to gather. It's you and your Eidolon doing something together. Let me get it.
Yeah. You have combo skills with your Eidolon. Your Eidolon will also normally attack as well, but yeah, the combo skills will pair you with your Eidolon to do big damage.
Sorry, chat room. I was watching the chat room there for a second. Can boss monsters have area skills that you can dodge?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there is no like dodge mechanic, a la like say Guild Wars where you can dodge out of the way, but there will be basically spots on the ground with red arrows or red lines or red circles that it will indicate there's something going to happen there. You need to get out of the way.
So my Eidolon jumps in the air, spins around. I jump in there, he spins around, and I kick him at the monster. That's what the combo is. I hope he's a tough little booger because I kick him pretty hard. That was a pretty cool ability. So, how many of those kind of combos with my Eidolon will I have access to later? Is it just the one always, or am I going to have?
Just the one with each Eidolon has their own special combo.
Okay, I see. So there's a cooldown on it, but other than the cooldown, there's no real limitation on it.
Yep.
Okay, like it says, absorb 10% of damage to recover my own HP. Very cool. So I absorb 10% of his damage as HP recovery, which is a nice deal there. And the skill can only be used when the Eidolon is on the battlefield. In other words, if you saw the animation there, he'll actually... Let me let it cool down, and I'm going to start attacking this boss here. Now, I think my Eidolon is on aggressive, which might explain... That's in guard mode. Let's keep it in guard mode, because he was pulling stuff earlier, which was not... I didn't mean to kick the dragon. Don't be sad. All right, let's see here. All right, so while we're waiting for my... actually, there we go. We've got it going. Let me go ahead and attack this guy, and I'll show you that combo again. Now watch the combo. Kick him in the air. Totally just kicked him towards the monster. So the purpose of the Eidolon is to be a little bit more than just a pet. He's a buddy that helps you out in a lot of ways in combat as well.
Exactly.
Very cool. Now, if you see that red beam there, I think that was his attack that I just dodged there by stepping out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah, there'll be indications on the ground say, "Hey, something coming, get out of the way."
Very cool. What was I going to say? Okay, so later on in the game, are there ways to customize the Eidolon besides? I mean, will there be costumes for him, anything like that?
This time, no. There's a lot of different systems that are still in development as well, and things are going to change along the way. But right now, it's basically leveling and evolving.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go turn this quest in. I know that you had a hard time waiting out here. Nobody's come and found you? If they come and find you, you'll give them like 4 million gold or something like that, I bet.
Oh, there's one guy. Oh, no, that's you. I thought there was one guy following me.
They don't.
No.
They're busy leveling right now. I'm telling you right now. Let's see. All the Eidolons. Let me log out to the character select, and I think I can show all the Eidolons. I believe.
Yeah, you can show the starting Eidolons.
Because there's 4 of them now. How many max is there? How many total is there in the game?
At launch, we're going to have 16, including the 4 that are at the initial character creation.
Wow.
But there's a lot more in development, and that will be coming down the line.
Wow. So is the point there, though, that people will be able to go... You might have said this earlier. People can go back and choose a different one at some point?
Yeah, so as you go along, there's different ways that you can earn Eidolons through either quests or through drops,
okay.
As well as different storylines and things like that. So there's a lot of different ways in order to earn additional Eidolons, and you'll be able to be basically linked up to or have a party formation of 3 different Eidolons, and you can always swap them out when you go into your Eidolon area, and you'll be able to call different ones at will.
Okay, now chat room, I know that you saw my secret code to get in my game, but you still don't know my password. So, yeah, you can't link any links in the chat room there. If you have something you need linked, maybe holler at me. Maybe I can link it for you. Is the mount you're on the starter Eidolon evolved? No, the mount that I was on is the one that comes with the Founders Pack. I believe Diamond and Platinum. It's a cool panther looking mount. It's real fast. And what's, like I was saying earlier, what's really interesting is how many I've noticed that are on those mounts. I mean, that's people that have paid a lot of money getting the beta, so that's pretty cool to hear. Later, Adam's going to tell me the exact numbers of how many people bought what.
Not quite.
I had to ask. I had to ask. So here's some of your different classes. You have your Guardian, a melee Guardian. Now, as I go through these different classes, they have the fancy armor on, but that's, of course, later level armor.
Yeah.
I love the little videos that are showing you what they're doing. I've seen that in maybe 1 or 2 other games, and I think it's just so brilliant because it gives you an idea of the combat, what they look like. There's a Ravager, which has an axe. He's kind of an axe grinder type dude. And I don't believe any of these are gender locked, correct? Or just happen to be
No,
shown?
they're not. Yeah, you're able to choose male or female on all of them.
Here's the one I chose because I just think I look exactly like this duelist here whenever I'm in my bikini running around the beach. That's exactly what I look like. That's what I chose. I just thought it was kind of cool with the 2 blades. And I didn't know, though, that later at level 40 I'll be able to choose, because I usually do something like this guy here, the gunslinger. I usually am a ranged class. But lately, I've discovered that melee is a little bit easier on my wrists. I have old man gaming wrists. I play so many games that with melee I can just run up to something and hit it. With rangers, sometimes you have to kind of adjust when they get in close and stuff. But now at level 40, maybe I can roll up this ranged guy here. That'd be cool. And then I have a now this one's a grenade. I can never say this.
Grenadier.
Grenadier. He's using a grenade launcher. Now explain to me how that works. Is he only valuable in a group? Is he going to be okay up close, or what is that?
No, he's useful for both single target and for AOE. He's a big damage dealer.
Okay, very cool. But he looks like he's a little bit of a slow attack. Oh, and he's got a turret. It looks like. Very cool. So that's a grenadier. There's a bard, a bard with her pretty harp there and everything.
Yep, that's our healer class.
Okay, and then you have a wizard, which I guess is damage.
Yeah.
And again, you're showing kind of their area of effect, all their little stats here. Now here is a sorcerer. How is the sorcerer different?
The sorcerer is kind of a support class of sort. It's going to have skills that both help their party and hurt the enemies, and kind of it's more of it can do damage, but it's more of a support class.
Now here's a class that's locked, and Adam is going to break an exclusive and give me exactly the details. What is this? Do we know?
I can't release that quite yet, but it will be coming out very soon.
Chat room, how do you feel about him not releasing that information? I think it's pretty mean, frankly. But hey, I understand. You got to have a little intrigue left. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just make a sorcerer here. Now, as you can see, I can choose male or female. The hair looks cool. You can pick the face. You can actually zoom in here. The faces are great. They're like again the cool thing about anime style games, if you're a fan of anime style games, anything like that, you do know that they share a similar style, but like I said, the details are what make each one's different. To me, in my limited experience with Aura so far, the difference is that the textures seem a little bit more higher res, while still keeping performance nice, and it doesn't require a supercomputer to run. So you can see the different faces. Here's your different hairstyles, different hair colors. Let's do green hair. There we go. I don't like the hair. Where's a different hair area? Yeah, whatever. Eye colors. You can do different eye colors, and then the skin tones, of course, as well. Oops, I just got to click on those. Dark to light, and then it gives you a preview of what she looks like when she's moving around. Let's name her Leela, because that's my wife's name, and it's available. Haha, take that. And now here's where we were talking about earlier. This is your Eidolon. By the way, if you're having problems seeing anything on the screen, watch it in 720 or on high. That might be hard for you to run on your internet, I'm not sure. And then watch it in full screen. You should be able to see everything and read everything, because I know some of the people, Hey, it's cool if you have green hair, chat room. My wife has absolutely bright pink hair. So now this is a really fun part. You're picking out an Eidolon. One of these are what we were showing earlier. These are kind of the more advanced pet. Here's the Eternal Youth. This guy, what's his deal? He's a healer? No? What is he?
Which one are you looking at?
The Eternal Youth. He's a warrior spirit. So he seems like a single target boxer kind of guy. Now here's the one I was going to choose, the Cherry Sylph, because I believe she's a healer.
She is a healer, yep.
So her job is, does that mean during the game, as you can see from her little film there, she's going to be kind of healing you and helping keep you alive?
Yeah, she also attacks as well, but yeah, she's if you want a healer backing you up, then that's the one.
Okay. Now here's the one I chose because we all know he is the cutest. That's a baby Smaug right there. Look at that. He's so freaking adorable. I just love that little character model. And then you get a unicorn, which the unicorn's okay, but don't choose the unicorn. Unicorns are dumb. Looks like he does evasive, so what's his deal? A svelte scion of unicorn nobility, Alessa possesses sacred powers that can purify elements and heal injuries. That sounds crazy. What does that mean?
So basically, they're going to give you they're gonna help with evasion, things like that. But they're also gonna, like, if you have say a debuff on you, they might help remove that, things like that.
Okay, very cool. So it's a little bit more complicated. Now this is the very beginning tutorial. I'm not going to go through all that because we only run for about 45 minutes. That means you have a few minutes, guys and girls in the chat room, to ask some serious questions from Adam, the guy who works on the game over there. If you have any questions, you need to ask him, especially about any upcoming deals that you want to know about, and maybe he can answer them. Because from now on, he's never ever going to do a live stream again the rest of his life. But you go through this cool little tutorial. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but you're essentially going through a story. And I like that you've had these little kind of cutscene pop-ups here. What's the idea there? Or is that something you're trying to? Is that just? Does that continue through the rest of the game? It's a story that you're following like that, or?
Yeah, you have different cutscene pop-ups. You might have quests that you actually play as somebody else and help in the storyline along the way. So yeah, it's part of the story, and it continues throughout the game.
Now, just so people know, though, right now I'm technically kind of playing. This is something that's cropped up in more recent years, especially in games that came from overseas. I'm kind of playing a high-level character. It's kind of a preview. Would that be accurate to say in this kind of part?
Yeah, in this kind of it's basically like a preview of the future, like. Yeah.
Right, I don't want to go through the whole story here because spoilers, so you're going to have to look it out for yourself. But basically, you go through this basic mission, and you're going to get kind of an idea of how the game works. By the way, I absolutely love that you actually made what I would call Western controls, WASD. A turns you to the right, the camera follows behind your head. You don't run to the like this. This is strafing. This is what is typically done in a lot of games that come from out of the United States. They actually have strafing done instead of turning, which gets annoying, but you still have to click to move. So there are plenty of typical camera options. For example, you can turn around with your left click and look at your character and get cool screenshots and all that stuff like that. So I really appreciate the WASD control. Adam, will the difficulty be harder in the future? Is this the difficulty the game will be at? The difficulty looks really easy right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we're continuing to work on. We have made the difficulty harder versus the original version of the game, and we are continuing to make adjustments to that. In addition, like I said, 1 to 40, you're going to level up fairly quickly, but after that, it's going to start leveling much slower.
Very cool. Are you hiring? Yes, they are. Go apply right now at aeria-games.com. I'm sure there's information on Aeria's site.
Yes, I'm sure there is, and I'm sure there's some openings.
Now, about the mounts, will there be other mounts released other than the ostrich? Now, I was on a different mount earlier. What is the deal with the mounts? Is that ostrich just an earlier mount, or is there?
The ostrich is a mount that you get through questing. Then there are additional mounts that will be coming out as well.
Okay, so there are going to be other mounts, and then now, will some of them going to be cash up items, item shop?
Some of them be catch up items. We're going to have different ways to get them as well.
Okay, very cool. So what I've noticed is you do have some plenty of in-game ways to get similar.
Definitely.
In your item shop that I've seen so far. Now your item shop is not open, but
no, that's not open.
The loyalty shop is.
The loyalty shop is, which is a cool system. As you're completing quests and dungeons, you're going to get loyalty points just as you play. And then you'll be able to go into the loyalty shop and spend them and get items that are both cash up items or different new ways to get things, faster ways to get things. It's just basically a way to get free things in the game just for playing.
Right, and with I've got 6,500 loyalty because that came with the diamond level founders pack. So it's basically to me like cash up cash, which I think is really cool. It's like they just gave you 6,500 points. It's not the cash shop, but it is the loyalty shop, which has a lot of really neat items and potions, Adelon stuff, a rename token, all sorts of good stuff. All right, well, we got to go. We pretty much only run about 45 minutes per stream here. If you want to contact me because you have some questions and or tips or tricks about the game, I'm going to be writing up the article come Sunday. It'll come out. So if you have any questions that maybe you want me to ask the team ahead of time to get clarified in the article, send them to beau@massively.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at beau_hindman. Also follow Massively at massively.com. Adam, where should they go if they want to play the game?
They should go to orkingdom.aeria-games.com or just aeria-games.com, and you'll see plenty of links to find the game.
Now you guys are asking all the questions. This always happens. I'm closing it. Well, I can answer a few here. Let's see. We'll do a speed round. Adam, can you add an option to remove mouse click movement?
We can talk to developers about that for sure.
I can see that being an issue sometimes because you're clicking around the. I mean, you can use tab targeting is what I prefer to use, tab targeting.
Yeah.
But a lot of people.
It's happened to me too.
Right.
So.
You're clicking around and you're like, oops, and you click and you move. or if you're clicking through a quest, you might click too fast and then click on the ground and move a little bit. So that you know, I like tab targeting. I'm sorry, I like click to move though, just because it's a little easier sometimes. Adam, how about anime references? Are we getting that like the Asian version? What does that mean?
You know, we have to be careful. You know, we will put in references when we can, but you know, with every company we have, you know, copyright issues, so we have to make sure that we don't, you know, break any copyright deals.
Let's see, real quick, Adam. Will Arcane? This is a you know, the question that I get asked a lot. So, will Aura Kingdom be pay to win? Now, I've hold on, before you answer that, I've covered pay to win a million times. It depends on your question of what winning is. So, but having said that, from my experience in the item shop, or at least the loyalty shop and the items you give in game, there's no such thing. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean that's going to be my point right there too. I mean, X Legend is very good about this. Is very good about dedicating and creating a game experience enjoyable for all users, and we are too. You know, one of the features would be the loyalty point system. You can gain from quests and achievements and dungeon runs, and they can use that to access that special shop. And there'll be plenty of giveaways. We have the linking system with the Eidolon, so there's going to be lots of different ways that you can get cash shop items and keep up with those that might be buying straight up.
All right, last question at Massively, which is me. Is the costume part of the shop loyalty, the loyalty shop, or the AP shop? I'm not sure what you mean though. The costume I had on earlier, I got in gameplay, and then I also got oh, this is one thing that comes with one of the founders packs, the higher level founders pack. Is I want to explain this a little bit. You get a 3-month membership to the costume club. What is that?
Okay, so what we're going to do, starting in January, when we you know. Well, we're not sure exactly on January, but starting with commercial release, we're going to send out once a month. We're gonna, depending on which package you got, we're gonna send out a costume. Now we're trying to pick out the best costumes for you. We want to make sure that everyone is enjoying the costume. So, for example, the first month, both the gold, the platinum, and the diamond will get the costume. The second month, both the platinum and the diamond will get it, and the third month, the diamond will only get it. And basically after those 3 months, that's when it ends. We're not going to necessarily continue that. We might discuss it, and that might be something that can be purchased into later on.
Okay.
But for now, it's just going to be the first 3 months of release. We're going to send those out.
Okay. So it's something that people can buy in the item shop that is kind of like it's going to give them free costumes for the amount of time they purchase. Now that's, in other words, later after the game is launched, people will be able to purchase that subscription. That costume club.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about maybe doing that. Okay. But you know, we're not quite sure yet.
Okay. Because it sounds like a cool deal. Because I know a lot of people like costume shop items. To receive them, you know, every day automatic or every month automatically is a neat idea, or something like that. You know, like a costume of the month. Oh, by the way, arrow key controls as well, which is fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Well, I've got to go, everybody. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you, Adam, for joining me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
I will have my write-up. Now look, people. I could completely hate the game or love the game. I can't promise you either way. So far, I've enjoyed it. The grind is a soft grind, and it's not really a grind because it's just kind of fun and light. And look at that. I got a killer AoE, man. I need to kind of keep this character. But the animations, the artwork, everything is really top-notch. It's actually kind of surprising because I'm used to a lot of free-to-play anime type games that aren't really keeping the graphics up to date, and this one really kind of has some beefed-up graphics, and this is technically in the testing phase, so you're seeing a lot of stuff that could change. So, but thank you all for joining me. Thank you again, Adam, once again.
Yeah, thank you.
And let's see who's next on the stream team while I'm dying. I'm going to see if I can fight. Well, I can't do it. So stick around because 9 p.m. EST tonight, in a few hours, MJ is going to be playing EverQuest 2. I will be back next Monday with my next Rise and Shine game. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.